Hey guys, Merry Christmas, everyone. Just wanted to make a quick video, give you a quick update because I saw a couple of things that stuck out to me. For one thing, the last video I made, I showed you that 8-hour, 19-minute gap showing up on the Discover ground tracking schedule, which means I surmised that my hypothesis number one with the big planet passed ACE on October 16th, which is here. I'll post it under the vid. You can read that, and that'll pretty much explain what's been going on since I began making vids back in January or so. And then reply number two, that's about the high solar wind hypothesis, which we really aren't getting to see anymore, but I've got several vids in my lineup that details some extremely high solar wind speeds as high as 1701 kilometers per second. So you have to hit replies a lot of times to get some of this stuff because YouTube hides it on me. And also click newest first and you'll catch some other comments that I post that you normally wouldn't see, like for instance this one, and the 3 replies I put under it explains all about how a big planet can get close to the Earth without having a huge effect like most people would think, because gravity's only one as much as minus 10 to the minus 40th power less than electromagnetism, which is what's governing our solar system and universe. It's electromagnetic, so gravity really doesn't play a big factor. And then this gives you the heliosynchronous orbit, which would be where the sun simulator is. Click on that link. This is a great commercial. You'll have to see it to believe it. It's only a couple minutes. It's well worth a viewing. And then if you really want to get into it, this pretty much blows apart all the stuff that you see on the Science Channel and Discovery and whatnot about the universe and black holes, which is all BS. And this guy just made some simple laboratory experiments detailing how plasma, and it's electromagnetic plasma universe. Oh well, so anyway, and one more thing I guess I should show you. Check out the description box. Especially click on this Lagrange point 1 diagram or the solar ham space weather tutorial, which is where we're going now. Specifically, this will give you the explanation of the phi angle. If it's 0 degrees, that means it's a Earth to the Sun connection with the IMF blue field lines. And if it's 180, that's a direct connect from the Sun to the Earth. Well, as we've been seeing for the longest time, can't remember not seeing it, we've been getting phi angles that are well above 180, which indicates a backside connection. This is just the last 6 hours on ACE. You see how much it's jumping around. So I think we're really, with that big planet in front of the Earth, I think we're connecting with Nemesis. It's connecting through the Earth, through the big planet, and to our sun. I think we're all 4 connected together right now. That's the last 6 hours. Here's the last 24. You can see how it's been jumping around. Back to Discover. So there's that big gap that showed up on the couple of days ago. And we got some smaller gaps here. This is like an hour. And then that big gap went away. So for whatever reason, Discover was able to relay the data to Earth, and this here is only showing a 2-hour and 54-minute gap. There's a little 29-minute gap. So there's some other objects up there too that's causing it to gap out, and that's 54-minute gap. And then Here's discovered for the last 3 days, 1 minute sample. There's the phi angle, that's what I'm talking about. See how it's pretty much been hovering all above 180, which indicates a backside connection with the solar body. And they even changed their increments from 0 to 360 to 40 to 400 on Discover. Yes, they're actually getting stuff above 360, so I guess they want to keep track. The densities normal is between 4 and 6 atoms per cubic centimeter. You can see it's been pretty low. It's gone up a little bit, but it's pretty much been pretty low. Wind speeds staying below 400, and the normal is 400 to 700 kilometers per second. Okay, here's what I wanted to show you, and then here's one more thing. There's Lagrange point 1. This is where the ACE and the Discover are. So read my hypothesis number 1. That'll explain to you what happened with the big planet crossing ACE and headed toward Earth on October 16th. Now, let's get to here. I got these two are synced, these two radiation belts. We haven't really had any missing time on this one, so we might as well take advantage of it while we can. I'll leave this one run, I guess. Maybe I could get this one running and just sync it up. Oh, darn it, I'm sorry. 1411. Okay. I got those two synced up and they're running. This is what I wanted to show you and look at. And remember I was telling you about how these polar cap field lines, they're normally just stream away from the planet, these black ones. Well, they're still streaming away, but if you'll notice, they're not, doesn't take too long for them to get out about past 20 Earth radii, and these are Earth radii here, which is 4,000 miles roughly for every Earth radii, so that's 20 times 40, that's 80,000 miles, or 20 times 4,000, 80,000 miles. They're turning blue, and to me it looks like the magnetosphere is getting weaker. Nemesis getting closer, because all these blue field lines, see the IMF blue? They indicate interplanetary magnetic field lines, and we have them all over here too. These all have to be coming from Nemesis, and then the ones in front are coming from that big planet that I've been showing you and talking about. And look how scrolled up they're getting there. But I was focusing mostly on these ones behind. Watch how, see these trying to make inroads? A couple videos back I mentioned it. I've seen them get as close as 20 to the minus 20 Earth radii behind the Earth. But it seems to me like some of these black ones are actually turning blue. And they're making that connection. And then when they go red, that's when these black ones, the streamers, polar cap field lines, because they come from the polar caps, when they turn red, that means they're connecting back to the Earth to try to garner up some energy to expel all this plasma and all this energy that's coming from Nemesis building up behind the planet. So watch how they used to be. I mean, look how few of them we have. That's what I'm talking about, the magnetosphere becoming weaker. We have much fewer lines, and they're not extending out as far before they turn blue. Look how they turn blue when they're making that expulsion, plasma expulsion. And then look how far this creeps up in there. It's like past the 20 Earth radii for sure. Getting closer. And all these ones, these blue ones, they're all from Nemesis. They have to be. So Earth has been fighting this thing off as best as it can, but with this big planet out in front, having to fight that off by extending the bow shock way out here. And apparently it's coming from this direction more so because the inclination's always been pointing up this way. Look at all the energy and pressure basically around the planet, energy, density. So anyway, let's pull this through. So you see what I'm talking about? We don't have very many field lines. And they're turning blue when they get not too far from the planet. So let's go back to the beginning of the run. This is Christmas 9:56 UTC. See how weak they are? Oh, we have a few black field lines we have. And then as we pull it through, okay, there's a big plasma injection. So there's gonna be some missing time in there. So it went to 10:08 to 10:39, then we got a big ejection. Look how everything's all scrambled up. And 10:43, 46. Okay, no missing time there. 55. Then look how light it went. So these are 4-minute increments roughly. Look at all these field lines. They're all getting broke up because there's a whole lot of stuff going on in here. When you see it go light like that. 59, 11:03. It's all getting squirreled around. Just gonna step it through because we got about 3.5 minutes left here. Can watch this thing together. And notice all these blue ones we got out in front now. They got to be coming from the big planet mostly, or big planets. And maybe some from Nemesis are also getting up around in there. So here we go. They're closing up, trying to, but we don't have a whole lot of field lines to work with anymore. It looks like our Earth planet is getting weaker. And these things are getting stronger, these blue field lines. Look how strong they look. Okay, so there goes the red, but look how thin they are. They're closing. Things are ballooning out. It's really not making any ejection yet. They've been closed for at least a half an hour there. Still closed. Closed. 11, 12, 39, 43, still closed. 51, 55, 59. Wow. Look at all this plasma energy down here, and there's nothing going on up here. It looks like this thing got tilted back a little straighter too for some reason. Still closed. We're trying to inject some plasma down this way. Still closed. That's a long time to be closed, extended that far out from the planet. That's well over an hour. We're getting into like 2-hour territory. Still closed. Not really seeing too much missing time here. We're getting 4-minute increments roughly. Okay, now look at this. It's a black one. Getting all scrolled up. So it's finally built up enough power and enough energy, looks like, to make an ejection. Look how close all this stuff turns blue, and the red ones went away. We weren't getting much oomph at all. Look at all that blue. All those field lines that are getting pushed out from the Earth are connecting with Nemesis. That's why they're blue. That's my opinion anyway. And then look at Nemesis. It's just right there, man. Trying to push back right up in there. Right down the middle of the plate. Trying to come up into the Earth from a direct backside connect. And we're connecting, as you can see from those phi angles connections on ACE, but boy, you can really see it here. There's black. Oh man, I'm running out of time. Let me pull this through real quick. God bless. Peace, and I guess I have to be out.